The Joe Rogan Experience.
For sure he's going to win again. I'm going to be the president.
So you think for sure he wins again because whoever the Democrats decide to put in is going to be an equal turd sandwich again?
You're a super smart dude, but you're also a brute. You're a big, giant, savage motherfucker, right?
Yeah.
So how many people have underestimated you because you're a big, giant, savage motherfucker?
Plenty.
And talked stupid to you and acted like you were a moron?
I'd say equal street fights to fights in the UFC.
Yeah. There's a lot of people, right? And just people in general. Like, they'll get snotty. I don't take stevia. I drink
Yeah, I'm
black,
good. I'm
like
going
I like
black.
my men. But I think there's a certain part of us that might be doing that with him. I don't think he is. I think he's really good at winning. This is not an endorsement of him.
No caveats necessary.
Yeah, I'm horrified by this immigration policy of separating children from their parents. I think that's subhuman.
His wife came out and said that was bullshit, right?
Yeah, his wife's an immigrant, bro. His wife barely speaks English. It's chaos, right? It's crazy. I hate all that stuff. These are just families. They're just people who love each other. You got to keep them together. If they break the law, you keep them together. Get them out of here if you want. I mean, if you want to send them back to wherever they came from, if you're hell-bent on that. But taking them from their kids is subhuman. I mean, it's beyond. It's not us. It's not what we're doing in 2018. That aside, all that aside, he's probably going to fucking win again, man. I think he's probably going to win again. I think he gets in these confrontations with people, and they think he's adult. And I don't think he's adult. I think there's no way he could be as successful as he's been. I know he's had ups and downs and shit like that, but like, what just the way he was able to dismantle all those guys in those Republican debates. They didn't know
He tore him the fuck
tore
apart.
him apart.
Tore him apart.
They had no business. They had no business doing that with him. They just were too emotionally tied up in his responses. There was so much negativity and energy. It was like, there's all this anxiety. Like a fight where a guy's in full panic. You know, you've seen like street fights, especially, guys just go into full panic.
Or even just talking shit in the schoolyard. You know, like one guy's getting bullied. Bully's got the crowd watching him, and the other guy's like, well, but you're fuck you, man.
Yeah.
You know, and everybody's like, oh, that ain't gonna work. You know? That's what the rest of them look like. Ted Cruz, that's what they all looked like.
He's just been doing this his whole life. He's been talking shit his whole life. You know? And he's got a lot of fucking supporters. And if the economy keeps doing good, man, it's going to be a hard sell to put some guy in there like Bernie Sanders who, you know, all the right-wing people think just wants to give away all your money. Give away all your money to welfare brats.
Even the left was protecting against that.
Yeah.
Right? Because there's still money on the left.
I should point out, I know jack shit about politics. This is very important to point out.
100%. I've read all of Tatsulin's works, almost all of them. He's a brilliant trainer. I agree with that 100%. Outside of competition.
Let's explain it to people.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, let me. Okay. So let's say, for instance, you know, I'm a big believer in never being sore. You should train, and the next day you should wake up feeling good. Okay. You know why?
How's that possible?
Well, because look, if okay, that's great. That's a great example. Let's say your energy levels.
We're talking about fit people, by the way, right?
Every human being.
So guys never worked out before?
Even your first day. First day, never trained.
How is it possible to work out and not be sore?
No problem. Beautiful.
Okay, here we go.
So let's say there's something called rate of perceived exertion. Okay? So let's say I make you do pull-ups, and let's say the maximum amount of pull-ups you can do, the maximum amount of pull-ups is 10. Let's keep a nice round number. At 11, you couldn't do 11. If I pointed a gun at you, you couldn't do 11. Should I make you do 10 pull-ups on our workout? No. I'm going to make you do 5. Why? Because I'm setting you up to work the next day. The next day we're going to do 5. And the next day we're going to do another 5. And then we're going to do 6. When 6 is really easy, we're going to do 7. Why? If you count, if you did 10 pull-ups on Monday, you're going to be sore till Thursday. Let's say it's really your max. So Thursday, you've only done 10 pull-ups. From Monday to Thursday, you've only done 10 pull-ups. Me, I've been doing 5 pull-ups every day. So I'm at 20 pull-ups already, 25 pull-ups. I have more volume than you. Now, if you add up at the end of the year who trained more, I've trained way more than you. So let's say I go to jiu-jitsu practice. I'm doing jiu-jitsu every single day, 3 rounds, 5 days a week. That's 15 rounds. You go in twice a week, but you kill yourself. You do 5 rounds each day. You push yourself those last 2 rounds and you burn yourself out. I still did 15. You're at 10. At the end of the year, I've done countless rounds more. I mean, I've had so much more training than you. So how much training can we pack in the week? That's the real question. How much volume can you expose your athlete to? So I always tell people, look, exercise can produce energy. So let's say I'm feeling like a 7 out of 10. 10 being I'm really like energized. 1, I was like really lethargic, feeling like I need to lay down. And 7, I'm feeling good. Okay? If I get up and I do a right amount of exercise, the right amount, I can feel like an 8.5. Exercise can give me a tonic effect, like drinking this coffee. So let's say I just do some jumping jacks, I hit the back for a couple of rounds, I'm feeling good. Once you get that high, shut it down. Don't go into the phase where your body's beat up, tight, broken up. Don't redline the body. That's only for training camps, for a small period of time. Why? Because you get a little bit more from the system. But in the long run, you get less. In the long run, you've taxed the system. So if you do that regularly, by the time you actually get good, you'll be broken up.
Is, a realm of experience, a realm of knowing that these things give access to that's normally closed to us. I mean, that's kind of a trivial statement, of course. But then you get down to questions of how verifiable is that? How real is that? How, and people get, I don't know if the term is hung up, but they can get baffled when you start talking about, the reality of, say, the entities you encounter on DMT. I mean, this is some people I know are obsessed with trying to verify the reality of the entities that you find on DMT. And again, it comes down to, if you experience them, they're real.
Yeah.
If anything you experience is real because you've experienced it, does it have a corresponding existence in the external world? Well, what's external? What's internal? We throw around these terms, these epistemological, metaphysical terms quite carelessly, without really thinking about it. What does it mean when you say, I'm in here and you're out there? And then you take a psychedelic and you realize that's an artificial boundary. We're all one. There is no separation.
It's separate in normal consciousness, though.
It's separated in normal consciousness. But then what is normal consciousness?
Right.
If not a reflection of your neurochemical brain state? I mean, everything you experience is an altered state because it's filtered into this brain, processed by the brain. And, the brain is a biochemical engine that, as I say often, we're made out of drugs.
But it seems that our normal consciousness is the best state to propagate biological life and to keep our whatever we've created in terms of our community structures and relationships and friendships and the ability to build structures and houses and things like that. All these things are done best when you're here and present. Whereas when you're in a psychedelic state, I agree with you. Well, the way I've always described it is, if you had a meeting with God and you went and God gave you all the answers to the world and you experienced undeniable beauty in the most extreme form possible where you couldn't have imagined it, and then you came back, whether you hallucinated it or not, it's the exact same experience.
Exactly.
You can't put it on a scale. You can't weigh it. You can't, like, we've stretched the tape measure around and God is 47 inches across. Like, just because, you know what I'm saying? Just because you can't measure it with what we term our metrics for reality.
Right. And that is exactly the thing. Don't worry about whether it's real in the way we would define real. Is it good information or is it bad or is it not? That's the thing.
Yes.
It doesn't matter where it comes from.
But it's
if it's good information, then it has its own internal validity, and whether it came from some part of yourself that is normally obscure to you, or it came from the plant teacher or the aliens transmitting it through, it doesn't really matter.
It's a little what?
I just remember being a kid and like my uncle wasn't married or had kids, and I was always like, huh. Just was like, what's up with him?
Smart.
What's up with that guy?
It's partying.
Seems
It's going the
weird.
Bill Maher route.
Do you people? Was that getting me into Bill Maher?
Do you have a Bill Maher
Do you
character?
people? Yeah, I do
Oh,
Bill
you
Maher.
do. That's
Yeah.
right. You do. I saw you did it.
You one of those people? Who thinks you're one of those people? You're not. Okay. Okay, you don't. You're wrong. You people. There's no God. Okay. And if you think there is, it's very like,
Ah!
I know everything. I kind of do agree with a lot of what he says.
Yeah, he's a smart guy. That show's a weird show. Everybody talking over each other.